Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going behind the scenes at Palmer Creative Group, a marketing and creative agency, and their specialty, the mining industry.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, and you sent over some really cool stuff about them. I'm pretty excited to dive in and see what makes their approach to marketing so unique.
I think you'd be surprised. In an industry like mining, I mean, you're dealing with some pretty complex machinery and processes,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
So being able to tell a compelling visual story is, well, it's absolutely critical.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Palmer Creative Group, they're a full-service agency, meaning they handle, well, everything really, from photography and videography, all the way to website development and that overall marketing strategy. They even do drone footage.
Really?
And not just your, your typical aerial shots. We're talking underground drone work. Capturing the action, well, where it happens.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's a great example of how they're really adapting to the unique needs of this industry. Think about it. Potential investors, they can't always visit a mine in person, but drone footage, it gives them that immersive experience.
Oh, absolutely.
They can actually see the scale of the operation, the equipment, I mean, everything.
And they don't just work in one corner of the mining world. They've got projects all over Australia, Germany, the Dominican Republic, and all over the US and Canada.
Wow, they get around.
Yeah, and that kind of global experience, it's really valuable.
Service our clients around Thunder Bay. We have the Thunder Bay Regional Geocenter. We'll have 2 or 3 technicians based out of Thunder Bay that will then be able to service your last minute needs.
Because the challenges and opportunities in mining can vary so much from one location to the next.
Oh, 100%. Mining regulations, environmental concerns, even cultural considerations, it all comes into play when you're developing a marketing strategy for a global industry.
Now, they've also been busy updating their toolkit and expanding their services. They just acquired a new Osmo mobile smartphone stabilizer.
Oh, cool.
It might seem like a small thing, but it actually points to a larger trend in the mining sector.
Yes.
Well, today's mining executives, they're really active on platforms like LinkedIn. And they expect high-quality content, even if it's delivered on a mobile device.
That's so true.
Palmer Creative Group is clearly recognizing that even a quick social media post needs to look professional and polished.
It's all about perception.
Exactly. And they're not just investing in new equipment, they're investing in their people. They recently completed 14 professional video editing courses.
Wow, that's commitment.
Which really highlights their dedication to staying ahead of the tech curve. You know, it's not enough to have the latest software.
Yeah.
You need to know how to use it effectively to create content that's both visually stunning and, well, strategically aligned with the client's goals.
Definitely. This commitment to continuous learning, it really sets them apart.
And they're not just sitting in a studio either. They've been running a Lunch and Learn series for DGI Geoscience, where they go to the client site, provide lunch, and have a face-to-face discussion about their services.
You know what? I love that. It's so much more personal and engaging than just blasting out a generic email.
It really is.
It speaks to their understanding of building relationships.
Yeah.
Mining is a people-driven industry.
Yeah.
And those connections can make a huge difference when it comes to building trust and winning business.
And they really seem to get that. The human touch matters, especially in this increasingly digital world.
It does.
And speaking of building relationships, Palmer Creative Group is all about results. One thing that stood out to me was their focus on what they call million-dollar testimonials from their clients.
Million-dollar testimonial.
Yeah. It's not just about a nice review. It's about showcasing real, tangible success stories.
It's a smart strategy. Mining, like a lot of industries, decisions are based on data, proven results. So by highlighting how their work has directly contributed to their clients' success, they're building a lot of credibility.
Absolutely.
And they're attracting those new clients who are looking for similar outcomes. They're not being shy about sharing their expertise either.
No, not at all.
They have a free 2024 guide for services, packed with valuable information. If a company is willing to give away that much for free, it shows they're confident in their abilities.
Exactly.
They want to help their clients succeed.
They really do. It's all about establishing themselves as thought leaders, trusted advisors.
Exactly. They're offering solutions and building those long-term partnerships. They're not afraid to kind of show off those results. Palmer Creative Group, they mentioned their thousands of LinkedIn mining connections, the sales they've generated.
It's one thing to talk about success, right?
Right.
It's another to quantify it. They even share some stats from their customer research, like the number of clients surveyed, And surprisingly, the number of calls, survey calls, rejected.
That kind of transparency.
Yeah.
Pretty refreshing. It shows they're not just, cherry picking the data
Yeah.
to make themselves look good.
Yeah.
They're willing to say, hey, not every outreach is going to be successful.
Right. That's part of it.
And that's okay.
It makes them seem, well, more human, relatable.
Yeah. Like they're in the trenches, just like their clients.
Exactly. And when it comes to online networking, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
No, not at all. They manage multiple LinkedIn groups, which shows a really strategic approach to, community building.
Definitely.
They're going where the mining professionals are, engaging in the conversations that are relevant to their target audience.
Now let's look at Kevin Palmer's commentary on the power of visual storytelling in the mining industry.
Okay.
He talks about visual impact, and he gives this really interesting example. His experience holding the GMC Chevrolet contract in Canada.
Ah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good example of how even big brands recognize the power of, professional photography.
Mm-hmm.
In a competitive market, like automotive, a good image, it can make all the difference.